Ethan Lizak from Minnesota. A major decision victory against Darian Cruz back in January. And Cruz on quite a roll, 20 straight. And these two guys, despite the fact that they've met earlier this year, they go way back. Cruz out of Bethlehem Catholic High School in Pennsylvania. Lizak from Parkland High School, the Allentown area. Those two schools separated by all of 13 miles.
Here's the keys to victory. Darian Cruz needs to keep his feet moving. Quick feet to adjust to Lizak's length. And Ethan Lizak is so dangerous on top. He wants to stay above board, on top. He wants to get that first takedown. The first takedown in this match, Anthony, is so important because they're both dangerous on top.
I absolutely agree with you, Tim. And Cruz, he has to get that takedown. That way it gives him the option of not going underneath Lizak to get that escape point. He's got to pad his lead here.
Nice shot by Darian Cruz there, and on the ankle, trying to score for the first time this year against his childhood friend. As Mike said, blanked earlier this year, 8-0, and that had a lot to do with what Lizak does on top when he was able to turn. Lizak's, you know, he's gigantic for the weight.
So Cruz is trying to adjust here, but Lizak's doing a nice job of staying tight. You see he's grabbing the ankle of Cruz.
Cruz had that inside leg, and he wanted to get that front headlock to get the two. And there he has it right there. Got exactly what he was looking for.
And the 2 points for Cruz to take the lead. Anthony, we just saw the 2 highest weight classes. This is 125 pounds, which you wrestled at as a national champion at Arizona State. How is the strategy different here at the lightest weight class?
Well, really, at the heavier weights, those guys, you know, there's so much weight behind them. They got to pick and choose their shots more wisely. As of the lightweights, you know, they can go in, go out. There's not a lot of weight on top of them, so it's really, you know, it's not a huge mistake if they get sprawled on top of.
Keep them clean. There's a nice takedown by Cruz. Cruz upsetting the #1 Thomas Gilman, undefeated, 3-time All-American, to get to this finals round. Tremendous job of scrambling, winning in overtime against Gilman.
Action, gentlemen. Cruz said he thought that Gilman wasn't as strong as he thought he was going to be, and that aspect helped him mentally to get through Gilman and get a 4-2 decision.
Already Cruz has to feel good about what's just happened because he was not able to take Lizak down earlier this year at the Southern Scuffle.
Cruz in the green ankle bands. Up 2-1 with 3 seconds of riding time after 3 minutes. For more information on NCAA wrestling, please visit NCAA.com or on social media at NCAA Wrestling.
Red, stay tight, set.
Tim, what would your reaction have been back in November if someone were to tell you, come the finals, the last day of St. Louis, Lehigh and Iowa would have an equal number of participants on the mat?
Well, I tell you that Lehigh has got a vastly improving program under the great head coach Pat Santoro, and it doesn't surprise me because he's doing a great job for Lehigh.
Still up. Red down.
2-time NCAA champion himself at Pitt. Building a nice program at Lehigh, and what a great tradition at Lehigh. And I know the alumni are real excited about what Pat is doing at Lehigh. And here's Darian, a 2-time All-American. And right now, it's very crucial. Darian's a good rider, too. And you know how you beat a legger, a rider, you ride him.
Advance it.
So rider is the key here, but he lets Lizak go. He's going to go to his feet, Darian Cruz is. Cruz needs to stay on the attack.
He takes the shot, knows exactly where he is. He's trying to keep that foot in bounds and just danced over the edge of the circle.
That's a nice escape there by Lizak. Exploded off. That whistle was fighting the hands of Cruz. See, Cruz is having a difficult time trying to return him down to the mat. Obviously, he's giving up a little bit of the height right there, so couldn't pick Lizak off the mat. But now, if I'm Lizak, I got to be thinking, okay, get my offense going on my feet. I got to stay active, keep moving, create some shot attempts here.
And that's what I was talking about in keys to the meet, footloose and fancy free. He had quick feet there, and he needed to because that was a nice shot by Lizak. But the quickness, and that's what won in the semifinals for Darian Cruz. Very quick, good feel on the mat, good mat savvy for Darian Cruz. Talk about a couple of finalists. Minnesota resurgence under the leadership of Brandon Egan. Nice. We saw Brett Favre at 197. Lizak will, of course, be coming back, an underclassman. And they're rebuilding up in Minnesota. The Gophers with 3 national championships in the last couple of decades.
Team championships have been all Big Ten. Of course, Penn State again this year. The last non-Big Ten team to win a team championship was Oklahoma State back in 2006. Final seconds of the second. And still tied at 2-all. Last year's champion here at 125 from Penn State, Nico Megaludis. Highest of highs, the lowest of lows. Nothing like the experience of competing on this stage in a literal sense as well. An elevated platform here in the middle of the Scottrade Center.
This is such a tactical match. Neither wanting to go underneath. Cruz especially really respects the power and turning skills of Lizak. So right now, he's got a shot in the third period on his feet, and he already has a takedown, Darian Cruz does. And so the formula to victory is right in front of Cruz.
Cruz trying to go low and turned away by Lizak. Now for the ankle. And out of bounds. 2 guys who went to high school just 13 miles apart, yet never faced each other while they were in high school. They do have history, though, in the Valley Elementary Wrestling League. So from a very young age, Cruz and Lizak were familiar with each other, meeting on wrestling's biggest stage.
There's a great shot.
Beautiful shot there by Cruz, turning that corner. So he's trying to shelf that leg up. Lizak's doing a nice job of keeping that whizzer. So keeping that pressure down on Cruz's shoulder there. Cruz needs to try to pressure in with his hips.
And he's got this leg in, and he's got the 2 points. What a gamer, Darian Cruz.
Still working, keeping that right foot in. Cruz up 4-2.
Beautiful job there by Cruz, rolling through. See, Lizak's left arm is in, then Cruz's right leg stays in. It looks like it's points to me.
I think they're challenging that perhaps they went out of bounds. It's like a cylinder, and as long as any part of the body was still inside the wrestling area. So we'll see.
And they're getting the feed exactly the same as what you see at home.
So right here, that line right there, they're inbounds, they're inbounds, they're inbounds. The foot's still inbounds. It doesn't leave, and he gives the 2. I think they're not going to overturn that. I think that's 2 points.
It would have to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the mat.
Still above the cylinder, right there. Foot was coming back in when the rest of the body was going out. I don't think they'll overturn it. It's not a matter of whether your foot's on the mat, it's whether it ever left the cylinder if you go vertically up.
Was there a split second right there, though, where the right foot of Cruz may have been out?
The call on the mat is confirmed.
And the call on the mat is confirmed by the lead official, Mike Haggerty.
Set. Green. Set.
Great job by Lizak getting out. Now he's got to throw the kitchen sink at Cruz. Cruz has not been called for stalling, so he can run for that matter.
Green, warning, green. Green.
First stall warning there on Cruz. And he gets the takedown. 2-point takedown to finish it off. Darian Cruz, Lehigh's first champion since 2011. Anthony, what was the difference?
Well, it was just a terrific strategy by Cruz from start to finish. He got the early takedown. He avoided going underneath Lizak, which was Lizak's strongest position. He took a shot at the end of the match there, was in on the leg, couldn't finish it, decided to take another shot, go for that roll through. It paid off big. So just well put together match from start to finish.
From Allentown, PA, here to St. Louis, a national champ. He's with Quinn.
Darian, congratulations. What happened on that takedown by the edge with 21 seconds to go?
It's just, honestly, it's a little bit of play wrestling. Honestly, it's something that my older brother, Randy, showed me in the room.
It was a little unconventional.
It was, honestly, like, he showed me probably last year, and something that we played with, like, joking around, but, you know, I knew there was a short time, and we were on the edge, so if anything went wrong, you know, I could just scoot out, but I went for it, and then that's what gets the job done here in the national finals, just having fun and going for stuff.
You and Ethan grew up about 13 miles apart.
Yeah.
You wrestled as peanuts. And what was it like competing for a national championship
Honestly,
against?
it was all smiles going out there. Even Parade Champions, he stood right behind me. And, you know, he's a good kid and a real tough wrestler. And like I said, just all smiles. I'm just so happy that he was as good as he was. And you know, we got to meet again in college.
You finished the season, I believe, on like a 21-match win streak.
Yeah.
What was the turning point?
Honestly, I would say, to be funny, when he beat me. That was my last loss, and at that point, you know, even when I went out and wrestled him, it wasn't. I didn't feel good wrestling him. So I made it a mental point and a physical point just to be ready to go every time, and I think that was a turning point for me.
Congratulations, great job.
That winning streak started in January. It'll carry all the way into next season. Helps to have a brother who was an All-American as well. As Cruz comes away the winner at 125 pounds.